Home Wizards, where we love to improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And those beautiful voices are the Good Time Carolers, Tony, John, Lauren, and Jessica. And we're going to be talking with them a little bit later in the show. But listen to those beautiful voices. They do this professionally.
This always gets me in the mood for the holiday season, doesn't it?
And it gets you in the mood to buy a poinsettia, maybe.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you gotten your poinsettia?
I have not. I'm going to do that today, I think.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I could use some insight if you have something that you'd like to share with me.
You have insight.
Well,
you know
I know,
about the
but you may know a little bit more.
Well, there's just every year they introduce at least 20 new kinds of these poinsettias. I mean, they're new hybrids, if you will. And have you noticed? I mean, when you go out to the garden centers or the big box stores or your favorite nursery, you go, "Ooh, that's a new one." You know,
I have noticed that they really have started to hybridize these things, so that color is not relegated to just red like it used to be. I think they've really come up with some great.
I mean, there's cream and salmon. Yeah. There's even blue.
Wait a minute. Did you happen to see the announcement of the big color, the new color from Pantone?
Oh no!
And it's sort of like a pinky fuchsia-y color. I can't remember.
Bright? Like
very bright,
like brighter than Barbie.
Brighter than Barbie, and I saw a poinsettia kind of in that tone.
Uh-huh.
So see, they've kind of hooked into it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's a brand new color out.
So that's not a coincidence.
No,
Poinsettias saw the color trend.
I think they might be in bed together.
Well, so the poinsettia, by the way, it is a plant and not a flower, if you didn't know. And, sometimes if you're really lucky after you get your poinsettia or poinsettias, sometimes they can just keep living. I mean, I've seen some people plant them and they become like a beautiful bush.
Yeah, because it seems like such a waste to get it as a gift or bring it into your own home and then just throw it out. You throw the red foil plant out at the end of the season.
Yeah, right.
So what do you think? How do we do it? How do we keep it going?
So the thing is, when you're shopping for them, I mean, it's like shopping for any plant. You want to make sure that you get a good one. And a lot of times when you're looking at them, you'll see that, they're called bracts, the little leaves, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that they have a lot of them. Sometimes you'll see, like even in a grocery store, because now they're selling plants and flowers, right? And they might be exposed to too much cold, and so they're kind of shriveled, like one or two of them are kind of shriveled. Or you'll see down below by the root that some of the leaves look like they're dying, or even in the soil itself, it's all dried out. All bad news.
And the foil... Or the wrapping does obscure you finding out if it's a healthy plant or not.
It's fluffed up of and over, and you can't even see. No, so don't be afraid.
There might even be soil in there if you don't take a quick look, right?
These are not air plants.
No.
And they are from Mexico, so I mean they can handle a little bit of, not as much water, but they do like to not be wilting. And so you want to get one that looks strong, that has stiff stems, that's not like going, like looking like it's suffering,
Okay, good.
So that's a good thing.
And then once you get the thing to the house, what do you do?
Okay,
Where do you put it? And what do you do?
First of all, it doesn't like extremes. It wants to be, first of all, in indirect sunlight. Now it's kind of weird because you think if it's from Mexico, why wouldn't it like full sun? But it wants to be in indirect sunlight for about 6 hours per day. So think of it that way. It doesn't want to be near a cold draft, and it doesn't want to be near your furnace vent.
So it's kind of like the same as a Christmas tree.
It's kind of like it. It's basically Eric Stromer. It doesn't want extremes.
Right. It really wants to be right in the middle, doesn't it?
It wants to be cuddled up and not too hot, not too cold. No. And it doesn't want over water. I mean, you're a fan of a little bit of water.
I like a little now
not
and
too
then.
Much. Just kind of and you want to basically water it thoroughly when the soil is dry just beneath the surface. So when you bring it home, you poke your finger in the soil, and if, like, just say you barely get your fingernail in there, and it starts to feel like it's dry, then that's time to water it.
You doing the old 3 water trick?
I wouldn't. Well, I guess you could if you had it outside.
Fill it up, drain it. Fill it up, drain it. Fill it up, drain it. Done.
I think that probably is a good idea.
Even in the sink, you could do that.
I think you could. And it's a good idea actually to fertilize your poinsettia. Especially if you want to try to keep it around and have it come back, you can fertilize it after the blooming season with this all-purpose fertilizer, and it just might come back.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And they're not poisonous.
They're not
Contrary
poisonous.
to popular belief, I thought they were, but they aren't. I
mean, especially like if you have dogs and cats, people freak out and think, oh, they ate part of a poinsettia.
Right.
They would have to eat like hundreds of poinsettias to be harmed.
It's like they say 500 leaves ingested by a 50-pound kid would cause a little toxicity. That's a lot of points. That's like eating about 10 plants at the store. So don't worry about the thing being poisonous.
That's a lot of salads. That's a big buffet of all poinsettias. But the thing about it really is a great hostess gift.
Sure
don't
is.
You think?
I always love receiving the gift of the poinsettia.
I love it.
Yeah, especially with a new color, pal. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I like the coral one.
I love the coral.
Yeah.
I love the variegated types, and they also have like different, almost like topiaries, where it stands almost like a tree, and it has a tuft, and then a branch comes up with another tuft.
Oh,
so it looks
the
like
old double tufter.
The double tufter.
I love that one.
And they have, of course, the cream, and then they have speckled that looks almost like candy cane, so it has red with little white dots on it.
Kind of variegated.
Variegated.
Right? Yeah,
it really is. I think they're gorgeous. In fact, if you ever have the chance to go to a poinsettia nursery, I've been to some of these where they're growing them in these greenhouses, and you just see row after row after row. The deep burgundy, almost purple, beautiful different colors, right? It really is. It is quite the art. But anyway, every year you're going to be seeing another batch of 20 to 30 different ones.
That's how much they change, and really,
it really is. It's quite the industry, and it's all about coming up with something that's going to give wow, like you said, the color of the year.
Right.
But like the red is one of the most popular ones, but now they just have different kinds of red, different shapes. And different, like some of the blooms might be on top of each other, or it might have multiple ones that shoot off in a different direction. So look for that when you're shopping around. But be careful. I think one of the most important things is to get the right poinsettia from the start, meaning one that is healthy.
Right. So the trick is you go in, you check it out, you get beyond the foil, you put your finger and make sure it's not too dry. And then make sure those leaves aren't wilty.
Yep.
So it's like buying a great house plant.
Then exactly. And don't be afraid. When you're seeing the poinsettia that doesn't look like it's a good one, just don't buy it. Go to another place. It's just going to be a big waste of money, because these guys aren't cheap either.
No, they're not. They're whenever I go get stuff at the pharmacy, they're selling plants, pumpkins, Christmas. It's like everybody's selling everything everywhere. So
you
really
it's that
do
spontaneous purchase.
Well, and it seems to be working on Eric Stromer, because I walked away with a bunch of stuff I didn't need yesterday.
What did you end up with now? What'd you get? You got another crock pot.
I actually do have. It's on my daughter's list for Christmas presents. She wants to make candles because she's doing it at school. So we're gonna have She was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put wax in the crock pot." I'm like, "No, don't do that. That's the one that I brown the meat in. That's a good one." So I'm getting her a cheap crock pot.
Oh, good. That's a good idea. Yeah. But when you're thinking about getting the poinsettias, I also love the idea of grouping them by your front door.
Oh, that's pretty.
You know what I mean? And then don't just keep it in that little plastic container with the foil. Put it in a really neat container of some kind, whether it's a terracotta or baskets or something like that.
Yeah, I think the foil kind of cheapens it a little bit. It looks like a bad New Year's Eve dress.
You want it to, You want it to look like it has a little bit more love.
That's right.
And so again, make sure, because it is tropical, it's going to love the indirect sunlight. You can put it near a sunny window, but it really will prefer kind of like the southeast or west facing windows to that north facing window.
Right.
And then in terms of humidity too, when it's if it has lack of humidity, because right now, have you noticed when it gets colder and the furnace is running, do you drink a lot more water?
I do.
Because
did you hear that? My voice, I got nothing.
See?
I'm dry as a bone.
Here, have a glass. Here, have a glass of water.
I got my coffee.
But it's the poinsettias are the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, after you have the poinsettia through Christmas, you can basically keep watering it from January through March, and there's a chance that it'll just keep hanging in there with you.
So I could potentially transfer this thing to the ground and let it.
You could
create
transfer
my own
to the
poinsettia
ground.
farm.
You could transfer to the ground. I would avoid putting it outside though until that cold weather passes.
Okay.
Because it doesn't like that. Again, it's from Mexico.
Right.
It's used to more of a tropical, warm climate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to know. Good information. I'm going to buy a couple. I'm going to get different colors. I'm going to do a whole variegated scheme. It's going to be glorious. Wait till you see it. Wait till you come and you see the singers at my house. These guys, I'm going to bring them over to the Stromer house, and they're going to sing and wake me up gently in the morning. Like a little Christmas alarm clock.
Okay. So when you're looking for the poinsettia, try to get a grouping of the same color. That's something else to think about. It has more impact if, let's say you love the red, get all red, like 3 red for the front door side by side.
Okay.
And then you can, for inside, maybe try the color that you love. From the new color,
the
new pink,
the new Pantone pink,
or the candy cane, or any of these kinds.
Okay,
right?
Good.
So anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk with these folks you're going to be hearing singing just now. They're the Good Time Carolers. Do you have the tradition of going out with your friends and Christmas caroling in the neighborhood?
I keep trying to have these folks let me come with them.
I want to know, how do you really sing a good tune in terms of Christmas carols, and how do you get that tradition going in your family? You're listening to Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, Home Wizards, and by the way, you can check us out on our website, yourhomewizards.com, where we have a great new contest going on right now, a chance to win a front door, yourhomewizards.com. Let's cue it, the Good Time Carolers.
All seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, big and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, that is their song. With joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising their sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling a tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, Christmas. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, big and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling a tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, Merry Christmas. Ding dong, ding dong, Merry Christmas. On they send, on without end.